I'm Fe Beadnell and I will be Head of Queen Mary's from 2025. Queen Mary's is such a special place where girls can thrive and excel in anything they put their minds to. Not only are they kind and compassionate, but they are also achieving excellence in academic studies as well as co-curricular endeavours. I went to a really similar school to Queen Mary's, Malvern Girls' College, and I, just like the girls here, felt there was no barrier to success and achievement. I then went on to the University of Leeds to study English literature, history of art and education. We fell in love with the county. My husband and I, with our 50 best walks of Yorkshire, used to explore every weekend from Ilkley to Fountains Abbey. We still love the outdoors. I have 2 boys and the 4 of us can often be seen playing cricket or catch outside with our long-haired German Shepherd. As an educator, I have been working in a plethora of schools and for the last 11 years have worked in schools from ages 4 to 18. For the last 9 of those, I have been in senior leadership teams and I'm currently a deputy head and head of 6th form. Driving up the school drive, it's such an inspiring setting, but what really struck me first was the warm welcome from the girls and the staff. The 2 girls who gave me a tour in my first visit were simply brilliant, and we spent 45 minutes just chatting away, walking around the school. They were personable characters and they really made me think I would love to work here. I feel really passionate about all-girls education. Having gone to an all-girls school myself, we were ambitious, confident young women who were not afraid to take risks but in a safe environment. And actually there was no glass ceiling for us. And I believe in creating female leaders as a really important part of all girls education. And that can be in the classroom and later in the boardroom or in our co-curricular activities, where again we always use the expression from chemistry to canoeing, and you'll often see the girls having a wonderful time out in the fresh air. But I really do think in the 21st century an all-girls education is really important to continue to challenge and improve gender equality around the world, and our girls can really be change makers. Oh gosh, several things actually. Do you know, the staff are so welcoming here and they obviously care so much about the girls in this community and the wider families. I really am looking forward to working very closely with them and taking Queen Mary's beyond its centenary, which is of course a very exciting time. I think the word family is used a lot with Queen Mary's, so I cannot wait to get to know all the families and the girls themselves. The other thing is I have heard so much about all of these wonderful events that go on throughout the year. The house show, the choir singing at Ripon Cathedral, and river swimming. I have already been challenged to jump in the river by one of our Year 5 girls, and I made a promise, so I can't back out of that now. Well, it depends on whether I'm with my children or not, but if they are around, it's actually a family board game. There is nothing more wonderful than no distractions, everyone involved, whether it's chess with just one of my children or a good game of Pictionary or Scrabble. So we very much enjoy that as a family. Actually, the outdoors is something we all very much enjoy too. So my 2 boys, even though they play rugby and cricket, we can often be found playing any sport under the sun on the grass. And then actually, if I'm by myself, it's always a good book, which I try to do a little bit of every day. And then if the sun is shining, I can often be seen with my secateurs and a watering can. There's something so mindful about gardening. So yes, those are my ways to unwind. Oh, that's a good question. Do you know, in my 20s, I was so determined for golf not to be a sport where male businessmen could have their meetings on the course. So I learnt, yes, how to play, adapted my hockey swing to the golf course, and now my husband and I take the boys to the driving range often on a weekend. I can hit it quite far, actually. I'm quite proud of myself. But yes, so it's not something I openly advertise, although of course there's now going to be freely available for everyone to hear about. But I do enjoy a spot of golf. School council asked me this question, and I'd love to say that I came up with a really cool and trendy answer. But I imagined myself as a bit of a Tinkerbell sprinkling happiness on people's pillows. But I genuinely think that, you know, life is so short, and to make the world a happier place, what better superpower is that? Yes, I am. I grew up with a rough collie who looked just like Lassie, but was black, white and grey, blue merle as it's described. And he was a wonderful dog, Oscar. I then had a yellow Labrador and lived on the Malvern Hills at the time, so called her Tess. So she was not Tess of the D'Urbervilles, but she was Tess of the Malvern Hills. And we now have a long-haired German Shepherd, Huxley, who's a bit like Hagrid, actually. So he looks quite big, like a bear, but has such a soft, kind heart when you get to know him. Lots and lots. I always say it takes a village to raise a child, and as soon as you walk in through Queen Mary's doors, you realise how much every single person here cares, and they care deeply. So I can't wait to join the Queen Mary's family and see what the next chapter here will bring for this wonderful school.